I came in as a marketing major, and then I took my first accounting class, and just immediately I really liked it. I've just liked how direct all the answers are. With marketing, it's very broad, but with accounting, there's very direct answers.
I chose accounting because my family struggled a lot financially, but I feel that with the right resources and financial advisors, we would have been okay.
Hi, I'm Vicki Johnson, and I'm a professor here at UMHB. I am just so passionate about the accounting field, and so first off, when students come into the business school, they're going to take kind of a wide range of topics so that they can see what they like. And so they're going to take marketing and management and finance and accounting, and some of them, it just kind of sparks their interest in accounting. And so then we send them on the track of the accounting major, and it's very detailed, it's very specific. So we have intermediate and tax 1, and you take all these different things in a specific order, and really what we're trying to do is get you ready for the real world to be accountants, and also for the CPA exam. So if CPA exam is the Certified Public Accounting, is the exam that you have to take once you graduate, or we encourage students to take when they graduate. So really all we're doing here is just preparing students for the real world and real jobs. That's what we're trying to do.
ASA, the Accounting Student Association, if you will, is an association that gives community to the accountants of UMHB. As the president, I often head meetings and am the communication between professors and students. I also am a person that the students look up to in accounting, especially the freshmen and sophomores.
And it's basically where the accounting students can come together and create fellowship and learn how to study together and just make connections.
ASA has introduced me to a lot of people that have been helpful to get through my classes, and not just get through, but get higher grades than I probably would if I was alone.
It's really helped connect me with other people in my major, so I can learn how to study with them and then just connect, and it helps a lot.
I think what makes this school so special is the relationships that are formed between the faculty and the students. I love my kids so much, and I just feel like we form bonds and I get to know them well. I have them usually in at least 3 classes for sure. And so over that time period that we spend together, they'll come into my office, they'll spend time, we'll get to know each other. I'll start learning kind of their personalities, and I can see, wow, I feel like you would really fit in a public accounting career. Or I feel like, oh, you might be a better fit for private accounting. And it's just the relationships that we build with the faculty and the students, and also the students amongst each other. I feel like that's a really big deal. They kind of travel together in the same group. So they all have to take the same classes. So once they start into the program, they all stay together, and they've got those big old group text messages going, and they work together and they study together. And I feel like that really makes a difference.
I have taken a few summer courses, but not frequently, and most of my semesters look like they're between 12 to 18, so they would average 15 hours a semester.
I've taken summer and winter classes pretty much every time so far. I pretty much am taking between 12 and 15 hours, so I'm pretty much on track as long as I continue to take summer and winter classes. So I'm taking intermediate 1, and I'm taking tax right now. So pretty much I go to each class, and then I afterwards have to take some time and just study the material as I go, because it's just a lot. So just a lot of spending time in the library and with my whiteboard, just going over stuff.
As an accounting major, most of the classes are in the morning or early afternoon, so I'm done, which I'm assuming is aiding more the athletes than me, but it does give me the opportunity to work in the afternoons.
So as an accounting professor, I love to come in early. So I'm an early bird, and so I drop my kids off at school, and then I usually get here by 8 o'clock. But then every day, most days I'll have an 8 o'clock class, and I love to teach those, even though the students may not love it quite as much. But I start at 8 a.m. and I'm usually finished with office hours and grading and all my classes by 2:30. That's usually my goal, because I like to be able to then go and get my children, and then in the evenings I can work on grading a little bit more more if I need to at home. But my time in the office is really usually more the early morning time frame.
Intermediate 1 and 2.
The intermediate 1 and 2 classes.
Oh, okay. Hardest class, intermediates. So intermediate accounting 1 and 2, it's just kind of the backbone of everything. Every accountant will remember taking this class just because it is just, it's challenging. It's challenging. And so you get through survey and you're like, wow, I loved survey of accounting, or financial and managerial is what they call it in other colleges. So you get through that, you're like, man, I can do this. I can do this. And then you get to intermediate and you're like, oh goodness, can I do this? But then you can do it. And I love to see the students feel so accomplished. They feel accomplished at the end of intermediate accounting. And I feel like that just kind of pushes them forward to future classes.
Studying in groups is really helpful, and then also using the whiteboard to just go over the problems and just do them a bunch of times to really stick it in your head.
A big one is study groups and friends in accounting, but it's also good to look to other accounting resources or YouTube videos.
I did an internship this last summer for my local Chamber of Commerce, which was my marketing internship, where I pretty much just helped them with social media and just housekeeping things there. And then I have a internship lined up this summer for accounting. It's a tax internship in my hometown.
I have been working as an audit intern at a firm for almost 2 years now.
I'm hoping that I'll get a job offer from this internship that I'm doing this summer, and I'd like to work in public accounting for the next 5 years or so, and then see where it takes me from there.
I want to work in nonprofits, ones that are specifically working towards aiding homelessness or aiding low-income families.
When we moved back to Bell County, we moved to Belton, and I just loved the campus. So I grew up like coming here to visit and going to camps and playing piano here and things like that. So whenever we moved back, I actually just reached out to the people like the associate dean here to see if there was any positions, adjunct positions open, and there was, and I just feel like the Lord just has opened the doors for that. So it's been great. Yeah, so I started off adjuncting here, and I think I did that for about 6 years, and then I eventually worked into the full-time position. For anybody that's starting into the accounting program, I really encourage them just to make friends with fellow accountants and also really get to know your faculty members. We are here to help, and we love to encourage you. I encourage them not to give up. You might get a bad grade occasionally, right? Especially in that intermediate. All the students do. I mean, like, that's just part of it. And so I just love to encourage them to keep going, because if the Lord has placed this calling on their life, then I just know, they're going to feel so rewarded once they reach the end.